Hello, this is Sarita and I'm speaking to you today from Soulhenge, and I'm here to help you understand the truth about who you are. Now today I just wanted to share my thoughts with you about how you can more easily assist yourself into stepping into a timeline of heaven on earth, of the fifth dimension, into the Ascension. And I wanted to share this information with you because after I posted my Declare Your Sovereignty video, I actually had quite a lot of people contact me worried that you should not say, I do not consent, because the subconscious mind does not recognize a negative. So they were worried that by saying I do not consent, that you were actually putting out to the world, I do consent. Now, first of all, I will refer you back to that video because you will know that I did explain about the law of attraction in that video, and how it's very different to declare something from a place of resistance than it is to declare something entirely within your sovereignty and to state your boundaries. So I would refer you back to that video to just listen to that again if this is a worry for you. But what I'm also going to reference here in this video, and which is really important and which is going to help you as you move into a timeline of 5D, is that basically it's imperative that you understand that fear, any type of fear or belief in fear, is a 3D paradigm. Its fear is rooted in the old paradigm and the old reality that we are moving out of. And I really mean by that any fear whatsoever. The new paradigm, there is no place for fear within it. It's heart-centered, present moment, unity consciousness. There's no fear within that. And it's really, really important to understand this, because if you have any kind of fear whatsoever, what that's doing is it's telling you that you have an attachment to the old 3D reality, the old 3D paradigm. And if you want to be able to step into the new 5D paradigm, you've got to be able to recognize within yourself every time a fear comes up, and then see it for what it is, which is the old way of being. It's our old conditioned control matrix belief systems. See it and let it go. And that includes any belief that you may have had which roots you in fear. So if your belief is that you can't say I do not consent because you believe in the old paradigm that your subconscious mind doesn't recognize a negative, then basically you're attaching yourself to a fear program that's rooted in 3D. And when I'm talking about sovereignty, I really am talking about sovereignty in terms of fifth dimensional sovereignty, in terms of really, really, really understanding the truth of who you are as unconditional love, as an extremely powerful being with creator consciousness. And that's why sovereignty is so important, because you're being, in a way, faced and or tested with all of the chaos that's throwing itself up in 3D. And as a result, many of us, all of us, are being shown the fears that are within us in our deepest layers. And we are being asked to make choices about whether that's still who we are. Are we still rooted in the old 3D paradigm of fear? And it's not that the fear isn't going to come up. It's that you have the sovereign power to, each time your fear comes up, to make a choice about what you actually believe. And I'm going to say this massively important sentence to you, and I really want you to let it land in your whole being. What you believe is. I'm going to say it again. What you believe is. And that means that every time you have a thought, you are choosing who you are, and you are choosing whether to associate yourself and stay attached to the old 3D paradigm, or whether you're choosing to move into a new way of being, into heaven on earth timeline, fifth dimensional unity consciousness. And what's happening in the midst of all of this chaos, you know, there's so much stuff coming up for everybody. It's a massive worldwide cleanse on every layer, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually. And if you want to move with smoothness into 5D, you've got to be able to notice every time a fear comes up within you and go, oh, wait a minute, that's the old way. And actually, I'm walking into a new way. And this is what true sovereignty is. And so if you've decided to make a declaration of sovereignty, you may have to remake that declaration many, many times, because unless you know yourself really well, there will still be conditions and habits and belief systems within you that have not yet made themselves known to you. But what is happening is, on the whole, loads and loads of them are coming up for everybody. And every time I see one of my fears come up and I deal with it and I make a choice about who I actually am, and then I choose to let it go and step into a new way of being, I think I'm all good, I'm all great, I'm feeling really happy, I'm full of love. And then another one comes up. So for example, today I found another newer, deeper layer around fear of losing money. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I thought I dealt with that. I'm much less, because of the inner work I've done, I'm much less inclined to go into the drama of it. It's not that I don't feel the fear. I'm feeling the emotions, but I'm kind of observing them from a place without drama. And this may or may not be happening to you as well. If it's a really deep ingrained fear that has in a way defined you within the 3D matrix, it might be very emotive as these fears come up to face you. But what I encourage you to do is to look the fear in the face. See it for what it actually is. Where does this fear come from? Did you choose that, or was it implanted in your psyche when you were young? Is it being implanted in your psyche now with the media? Where's the fear coming from? Use your discernment and then make your choice from a place of sovereignty about what you really think about that fear, and then step into a new timeline. What you believe is. It's beautiful when you understand this. So every time you make your declaration of sovereignty, you really need to do it from a place of absolutely pure and true self-belief. That's the way to make your declaration of sovereignty. So when I made my declaration of sovereignty, I was like, this is my boundary and I'm not consenting to that. Literally, that's what my words were saying, and that's what they were. There was no double negative in there, no resistance and asking for it to come towards me. I was just stating very clearly from a place of love what I wasn't. And so I was stating what I was. So I really would encourage you to go and look at the video about sovereignty if you can. And what's happening basically, the way that reality works is that we are choosing our next now moment in accordance with how we think and feel in this now moment, okay? And this is really important to understand, and I'm going to put a video up about how the present moment works for you so you can really grasp this. But basically, in order to move into 5D timeline, you've got to be able to choose each now moment, each now moment from a place of emptiness, if you like, from a place of sovereignty, where your current moment is not full of conditioned fear 3D matrix control programs. So that each now moment you're choosing a life afresh. Basically, you're building your world, you're building your universe. And that's because in every now moment, we do not tag a now moment on the end of a last now moment. That's linear thinking, and it's not actually the way that expression works in the universe. We think linear space and time works because that's what we've been conditioned to believe in the old 3D matrix paradigm. But we're moving into 5D, which is present moment, present moment. There is no past and there is no future. You're living in the present moment. And you can't take your emotional baggage with you. And I've said this in loads and loads and loads of other videos. So basically, you can't take your fear with you into 5D. If you're carrying fear, you can't move into a 5D timeline. It's just not possible because fear is part of the linear space and time paradigm. You don't have fear in the present moment because it doesn't exist in the present moment. Fear is something which is based on perceptions about what may happen in accordance with what has happened, if you see what I mean. So what's happening in reality is that we are creating a whole new universe for ourselves in every now moment according to how we think and feel. We are not tagging on a moment in a line on the end of all of our other moments. So you've really got to be in a place of, if you like, constant declaration about what your beliefs actually are. And so fear cannot run in 5D, and neither can karma, if you like, holding on to old hurts and old beliefs around who we are in terms of what we have suffered, or the hand that we've dealt, or the hand we've dealt other people around victimhood, basically. So in order to move into 5D, we've got to let go of all of that. We've got to let go of the fear, and we've got to let go of the karma. And the way you let go of the karma and the fear is you face it, you see it for what it is with discernment, and then you choose to let it go from a place of gratitude, forgiveness, and love. Love in the understanding that we are all one. So everyone who's ever harmed you, everyone you've ever harmed, we're all love. We're all the same thing. We've got to let go of victimhood, because you just can't take that stuff into 5D. It can't exist there. So if you're trying to go into 5D carrying all your baggage with you, either you just won't get there, or it's going to be a really difficult struggle. We have to let go of all of this now. And this is where free will comes into place. It's your free will choice if you go into 5D or not. It's your free will choice how you think and feel in every moment. And it's your free will choice what you believe. And having said all of this, every time you make a choice to choose presence, the present moment, forgiveness, gratitude, and love, truly as who you are, it's like you choose to take another step on the timeline into fifth dimensional unity consciousness reality. So every time something arrives in your reality and it throws up anything that is not heart-centered present moment awareness, you've got to look at it and go, do I want to be that anymore? Do I want to be attached to that? Or do I want to choose gratitude, forgiveness, and love? And this sounds really easy, and actually it can be really easy when you're practiced at it. But these are the choice moments that are presenting themselves to us thick and fast. You know, it's crazy how fast stuff is happening right now. You know, the paradigm of the 3D matrix is just chaos and crumbling. And, you know, we don't know what to believe. And there's so many things changing all of the time. And that's because it's giving you the gift of choosing what you believe instead. And I'm going to reiterate on this video again. Let go of TV. Let go of it all. Let go of it. And see it for what it is. See that it's an illusion. See that fear is an illusion. See that fear itself is a virus, and you can choose whether to catch that or not. Because basically, you know, the whole thing is an illusion. This whole thing is a holographic reality. It's a game we're playing. And it's a game of ascension right now. Are we going to ascend into 5D or are we not? And basically we are. We're moving into fifth dimensional consciousness. But how do you want to get there? You know, you can make it really easy. And what's going to happen is, you know, many of us in the last couple of years have been experiencing these moments in 5D. And what I think is going to happen is we're just going to wake up one day and we'll just be in it. And it will sort of feel different. And we won't know why, and it's gonna be beautiful. And we have to just keep making choices in all of those moments to have fifth dimensional consciousness. And this path into fifth dimensional consciousness is also really about service to others rather than service to self. It's about stepping into your purpose, and your purpose as a fifth dimensional heart-centered being can only be about unity consciousness. So as you start feeling that desire to help your fellow man, womankind, and to be in love and forgiveness and connect with other human beings in a heart-centered way, you know you're stepping into fifth dimensional living. So I hope that's been helpful. I've been a bit sort of all over the place, but really what I'm trying to say is fear and, you know, the karma and the victimhood that all goes with it is the old paradigm. We are now walking, if you like, balancing our way between two paradigms, 3D, it's crumbling, we're stepping into 5D. Each time you make a choice to align yourself as a sovereign being into unity consciousness, you're making your path into 5D more easy, and you're making it more consistent for yourself. And one day, having made, you know, a million choices that you are for love and forgiveness and gratitude, you will suddenly wake up and 5D will be your paradigm. So I hope that's been helpful, and if you have any other questions, please contact me. And as always, I'm going to say this again, no matter what I say, I'm speaking from a place of my truth, and it may not be your truth. So if you don't like what I'm saying, then choose your way. Absolutely choose your way as a sovereign being, and that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I'm sending you all my love.